Have you ever noticed how the more effort you put into starting a conversation, the quicker it seems to fall apart? You open with, "Hey, how are you?" And just like that, the exchange is over. Then someone else steps into the same space, says very little, and suddenly the room shifts. People pay attention. It's not that they're more attractive, funnier, or louder. It's something subtler. When they speak, their presence is felt. Their words carry weight. And the reason has nothing to do with saying more. It's about saying less and meaning every word. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Presence outweighs performance every time. Today, I want to share 6 simple phrases and one guiding mindset that naturally draw people toward you without acting, manipulating, or trying to impress. And the 4th one is the most misunderstood of all. Principle 1. Tell me more about that. 4 ordinary words, powerful effect. Imagine someone tells you, "I've been learning to play guitar." Most people immediately redirect the moment. "Oh yeah, I used to play." Or, "You should try the method I learned." Without realizing it, they turn connection into comparison. The attention shifts back to them, and the opportunity closes. Now imagine you simply say, "Tell me more about that." And then you stop talking. You don't listen to respond. You don't listen to impress. You listen to understand. That's where genuine connection begins. Most people spend their lives waiting for someone who truly wants to hear them. When they finally meet that person, they remember them. Epictetus put it simply, we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening isn't passive, it's an act of respect. When you speak less and listen fully, people don't walk away thinking you were fascinating. They walk away thinking, I felt interesting around them. And that's what brings them back. Principle 2. I don't know. 3 words almost no one wants to say. When asked about something we don't understand, the instinct is to fake it, to sound competent, to stay impressive. So we give vague answers and hope no one notices. But people notice. Pretending always leaks through. Trust quietly fades. Now imagine someone who calmly says, "I don't know," without excuses or embarrassment. The energy changes. Because if they're honest about what they don't know, you can trust what they do. Socrates captured this with, "I know that I know nothing." That wasn't modesty, it was wisdom. Arrogance blocks learning. Honesty opens it. Insecure people feel the need to know everything. Secure people are comfortable not knowing. I don't know isn't weakness, it's precision, and it makes people listen when you finally do speak. Principle 3. That sounds hard. When someone shares something painful, a breakup, burnout, failure, our reflex is to fix it. "You should try this. When I went through that, I did this." The intention is good, but what they feel isn't support, it's dismissal. Instead, say, "That sounds hard." You're not solving anything. You're not minimizing their experience. You're acknowledging it. Marcus Aurelius advised being patient with others and demanding of yourself. Most people reverse that. Real strength is gentle. When you name someone's struggle without judgment, you give them permission to feel it. And that space, quiet, non-reactive presence, is often what heals them. They don't need your answer. They need your steadiness. Principle 4. Silence. This is the hardest one and the most misunderstood. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. The moment a pause appears, they rush to fill it with noise, small talk, nervous jokes, unnecessary words. They assume silence means failure. It doesn't. Silence is confidence. Watch someone who's at ease with it. They don't speak often, but when they do, everyone listens. Why? Because their silence signals intention. It tells the room that their words matter. Seneca wrote that silence is learned through suffering. Those who have faced themselves no longer fear quiet. Silence isn't empty, it's full. of awareness, attention, and control. When you stop avoiding silence, you think more clearly, you listen more deeply, and your words begin to land. You stop speaking to fill space. You start speaking to deliver meaning. And people lean in before you even say a word. Principle 5. I appreciate you. 3 words that reach deeper than thank you. Thank you recognizes an action. I appreciate you recognizes a person. It says, I see you. When you say this, you're acknowledging character, not usefulness. Marcus Aurelius practiced gratitude not for what people did, but for who they were. He knew that recognizing virtue strengthens our own. Use this phrase sparingly but sincerely. Say it when someone shows consistency, integrity, kindness. That kind of recognition creates bonds no favor ever could. In a world obsessed with output, noticing people is rare and powerful. Principle 6. No. The most difficult word and the most freeing. People constantly ask for your time, energy, and attention, and often you agree even when you shouldn't, out of guilt, habit, fear of letting others down. But every unnecessary yes costs you something: your focus, your peace, your growth. Epictetus warned us to understand our words before we speak them. A yes has weight. If it's given to everything, it means nothing. Notice people who are comfortable saying no. They pause, they consider, and when the answer is no, they say it, calmly, without explanation. That clarity earns respect. Boundaries don't repel the right people, they filter out the wrong ones. When your no is honest, your yes becomes valuable. These 6 phrases: curiosity, honesty, validation, silence, appreciation, and boundaries aren't techniques, they're expressions of character. They don't require performance, they require presence. Be curious enough to listen, humble enough to admit uncertainty, kind enough to validate pain, centered enough to sit in silence, aware enough to recognize others, and strong enough to protect your time. The Stoics knew the truth. Attraction doesn't come from adding more, it comes from removing what doesn't matter: the noise, the ego, the need to impress. The moment you stop performing, people start paying attention, not just to what you say, but to who you are when you say it. Which of these 6 will you practice in the next 24 hours?